Hi, I'm Alexa Sandmore, and I am here to bring you soul food for current events, because God knows we need it right now. So I'm an authenticity coach, and my expertise is in recognizing and busting through codependent behavior situations to bring authenticity. And the way that works, it's almost like codependency and authenticity do not are not found in the same place. Okay, you are either behaving in a way that honors yourself fully, or you are behaving in a way to please other people, wearing masks and creating a world that you don't even belong in. And then you have to maintain all of those masks, and there's no honoring you in there. So yes, so my life's work has been about recognizing these codependent behavior loops and getting to the other side of them, and it is always a more beautiful world on the other side of them. So today I'm here to discuss a very specific type of behavior, a controlling behavior of a high-level emotional abuser. Like we're thinking sociopath, narcissist, high-level emotional abuser, like professional level emotional abuser. And as I have learned all of this through my own life's experience, you'll find that I will be telling you stories about my life to use as a teaching tool, like storytelling. Okay, so before we start, I want to just cover a basic understanding of my view of behaviors is that in any interaction with another person, you are either open and giving and receiving effortlessly. When you are in a state of love, you are able to effortlessly give of your energy and effortlessly receive. It's just flow. It's nature. It's our birthright. And then there's also the counter of that. You can either be in a state of that in any interaction with others, or you can be in a state of taking and withholding. Okay? This is not natural. This is something that we learn to protect ourselves, either from being taken from energetically, or because somewhere along the way we learned that we would not receive just by being who we are. So we learn how to route out the energy to make sure it comes to us. Okay? So there are some people that can do both in like a 10-minute span. They can both be effortlessly open, and then they get triggered. Okay, then they get triggered, and then they go into their defense mechanism. Okay, but then there are people that are professional takers. All right, and that's what I'm talking about now. So, here's a story. For the purpose of this story, I'm going to change the name for whatever. Okay, so I was once at a point where, and feel free to substitute yourself and your details into this story if this is something that you recognize from your own life, okay? So there was a point in my life when I had just had my child, a single mother of an infant, my first only child. And it was a high stress time in my life, and I felt like I just needed help. I was in a low place, I guess you'd say. I mean, I was happy, but I also was struggling. And at the same time, I had a children's self-awareness class, an after-school program that I was just launching, and felt like I really could use some resources for that. And then, lo and behold, this magical woman named Christina enters my life, and she has a child just slightly older than mine, and a house on the lake with a big fire pit and a whole bunch of other female friends with kids. And oh, what a wonderful situation to find myself in, with a bunch of moms, and We can have sleepovers and play dates and all of this stuff. Oh, it's exactly what I needed. Also, this person, Christina, she happened to know everybody I needed to know to launch my business. She is like the network guru. Any person that has a problem, this person knows the person you need to know to fix that problem, right? Okay, so everything seemed fine for a while, although I wasn't really feeling. Now, before my child was born, I practiced a lot of meditation. I was a very high vibrational person. So I know what that feels like inside of myself. And after a while of being in this social circle, I started feeling like I wasn't really getting to that state in myself. So I started paying attention and noticing things. And what I noticed was that, well, first I noticed that none of us women that came together almost every week, none of us made plans outside of this circle. So one day I invited this one woman, Stephanie, we'll call her Stephanie, to hang out. And we made plans for a week later. And then Christina, I guess, found out, but it was very subtle. It was so subtle. She comes up to me and says, look, I don't know what your problem is and your and Stephanie's problem is, but y'all need to get together and talk about it and leave me out of it. And I'm like, planting seeds of doubt, okay? I don't have a problem with Stephanie. Does she have a problem with me? That's weird. It doesn't feel like it. And Christina says, well, yeah, apparently she does, and I need y'all to leave me out of it. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay. So now I have plans with Stephanie, but I'm feeling kind of off about it. It was no big deal. I didn't end up getting together with Stephanie. It was kind of a bizarre thing, but this was just the first time I started noticing offness. Then there was another female, same situation. There was this rift between us, and I couldn't understand why. And then one day I saw it in Christina's eyes. I saw her intentionally causing issues between the members of this group. And then it clicked for me that she was keeping everyone separate. So that it was all fine and good if we came together when she was there to monitor, okay? But if we were to get together on our own, we might start sharing stories and we might figure out what exactly is going on with this chick, Christina. Okay? Well, Christina saw it in my eyes that I realized that. There was no ugly anything. There was no argument. I kept showing up for things. I enjoyed the situation of having the kids together and all of that stuff, but I just was no longer energetically showing up, you know? And that's when all hell broke loose. Like I said, no argument, no nothing. But the next thing I know, she's telling all of these girls, oh, Alexis is horrible. She's crazy. Don't even talk to her. You should all block her on Facebook. Again, no qualms, no argument, no nothing happened, except this is a reaction of something that was all to do with Christine. And then she went after me in a lot of other vicious ways. Again, unprompted, completely unprompted, but it was prompted because now I'm done with the story. So here's what happened, okay? So there are people that do not know how to build their own energy, okay? If you're feeling low energy, you can go eat something vibrant. You can go climb a tree. You can go hang out with someone that makes you feel good and inspired. You can go play music. You can do art. There's a lot of different things that you can do to make yourself feel bigger, okay? But some people don't know how to do this, or they just forget. I'm not talking about the people that forget. I'm talking about the people that are professional, okay? They don't know how to build their own energy, so they go and they take it from somebody else. Someone who has a perfectly good amount of energy but isn't paying attention or isn't protecting their boundaries, okay? Well, this woman, Christina, was really, really good at spotting somebody that had great energy and then roping them in and slowly siphoning them, okay, for extended periods of time, for as long as it takes until you recognize it. Most people don't recognize it. Okay, and the way that she did that was by keeping everyone separate. First, she had to make you feel like you need her. It's your choice. You are so lucky because she's going to save you and solve all of your problems for you. Okay? Okay. Then, when you see there's an issue, she's going to take everything away. So you can't fight her, or else everything is gone and you're left on your own again. All right. So that's what's going on right now in the news. Okay? To my viewers right now that are never Trumpers, I have to say that I am one of the few, I guess it's not the few, there's a lot, that listen to Trump and actually listen to what he has to say. I'm always open, okay? And the reason that came to be for me was because I heard the news saying, don't listen. And it reminded me of Christina. And I'm like, well, that's interesting because I know that anybody that is that is standing in integrity, anyone standing in integrity is going to say, you know what? I think this person's a jerk, but feel free to go talk with them and find out for yourself. You will probably agree with me, and it's okay if you don't. You know, that's someone that is standing in their own power. That is someone that is not dependent on your power for them to survive. Okay? So when someone is telling you don't listen to them, they're crazy, and if you listen to them, you're crazy, and we're not going to listen to you then, that is a good sign that you are being energetically taken from. Okay? And I'm not blaming you, and I don't mean to single you guys out. Same for the others. Same for the ones that are like, you know, whatever about alt left, okay? Separation is ridiculous, all right? And especially if the separation is coming to be because someone is telling you to do it, okay? That is a very clear sign that integrity is not there. That is a clear sign of fear of losing your energy. Think about how a parasite will behave, okay? A parasite, you remove the parasite from the host. They've been just sitting there all gentle and sweet this whole time. You don't even know they're there, but they're sucking the life out of you. And then you go to remove them and they turn into like vicious, crazy things, right? So that's the same thing, all right? And so all I'm saying to you guys, to everybody, is be aware. Be aware of when you are being separated, because the truth is we are all one. I am in a wonderful state where I am able to go into both sides and I can listen to both sides and I can see, and you know what I see is that everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants the world to be a more beautiful place. Everyone wants the world to be more beautiful for our children. We all want to clean the earth. We want to feel safe and feel free to be ourselves and to feel like, well, to feel free to be ourselves. That's huge, right? Everybody wants this. And it's the difference is in how we feel like that's going to come to be. But here's the thing. If we came together and heard each other, we'd see our common grounds. We'd see, hey, we want the same thing. Why don't we hear each other so that we both can win on this? Because if you're fighting each other to where one person loses and one person wins, you're really both gonna lose, okay? Come together and everybody talk, all right? But you have to be able to be willing to hear somebody. And if you are being controlled by a story from an outside sociopath, you can look at this from the micro to the macro, okay? It's interesting. You can watch the behavior of bacteria and things like that in the body and apply it to human behavior. It's all the same. It's all the same, okay? Yeah. So from one person, Christina, acting like a ringleader of whatever, to entire political groups to more than political groups. When we're talking about political groups, you guys, this is not about politics. This is about who's going to be able to siphon the energy off of the people, okay? And all that has to happen is to see it. As soon as you see it, your energy belongs to you again. It can no longer be taken. And then you can make choices from your own knowing, okay? And that's where the power is. It really is. But you've got to be willing to wake up and see. And we all have to be willing to be vulnerable and to say, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. I want to hear, okay? Maybe I wasn't wrong, but maybe I acted like a jerk, you know? And do you know what happens when you do that? When you admit your weaknesses, you receive love. It's really cool. Okay, I'll be back. Bye.